Being an artist at MIT has felt like being free to incorporate all types of intellect. I feel honestly encouraged to draw from my intuition in technology and draw from my intuition in any form of art and in my own life, and to sort of pull those together to make something that I find meaningful. My creative sense comes from the feeling of making music, and I find that feeling in the way that I experience light as well.
I'm developing a series of artworks that use the movement of sunlight in a building as the basis for sculpture. This project arose out of my interest in light and my background in architecture and computer science.
It starts with observing and really being present in the space to be able to find a moment with light that I feel strongly about. Then there's a process of taking time-lapse photography.
I use custom software that I wrote to create shapes from the light, and I spatialize the shapes into 3 dimensions to produce sculptures. I research each building and tell a story about its architectural history through the sculpture.
There are 2 other sculptures that are of a series that I call Cloud Light that are inspired by the way the clouds diffuse sunlight.
My recent works focus on the sky as a juncture where nature and culture collide, and on individual situations caught in between. Each piece of my work engages with the complexity tangled in the sky and tells a story from different angles. Stories of technology, of culture, of grand dreams, and of trivial melancholy. The work installed in the gallery is an installation consisting of 2 silent videos about using artificial satellites for astrology, and 3 horoscope drawings using satellites instead of planets. In this work, I explore how a sense of connection can evoke care and attunement, whether this connection is physical, psychological, or a blend of both, and the tendency to construct our own narrative as a way to cope and counter.
So HONMI sort of seeks to redefine and extends the definition of spatial design, often through our own personal, emotional, and sort of ephemeral perspectives. Our sort of art and architecture practice also uses mediums like zines, furniture, installation, exhibition. So the idea of balconies is the way to sort of see the world through a lot of different perspectives and potential. And the balconies, in a way, is a personal but also a public space. So it both showcases how one person views their own culture versus the other side of the story.
So balconies are merging between the interior and exterior. So the table was inspired by looking at the dawn from balconies.
So we put it outside in like a no man's land.
So the table really became a place to communicate and talk about their own balconies.
The Spear and Sphere furniture piece, there's this strong contrast of being like a spherical, more rounded and soft personality and sort of a more sharp way of making furniture, and we believe that is a representation of ourselves, and it's a good way to combine aesthetics. I think being part of this really makes us understand the diversity of artists here.
I think it's encouraged me to lean into my technical skill set and also realize that part of my creativity has been technical for a long time. The aspects of human life and human experience are what I feel I want to root my work in, and the technology is the way to achieve that.
I have this tendency to construct my own interpretation for things. If you tell me that that's how you use technologies, I feel like maybe I want to use it in a different way.
What's so special about here is that everyone is coming from different country, different cities. They have different stories and backgrounds and in different expertise. And that's like the international possibility that you feel like there's so much in the world that's going on that I could explore.